Hello, I'm Linda Ann Smith. Today I'm working on altered playing cards for the Mixed Media Altered Playing Cards Facebook group. But before I get into that project, I'd like for you to stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to do a shout out for another YouTube channel, and this will be my very first shout out, but it won't be my last. These are some vintage photos that I found in my aunt's trash after they were cleaning up after she passed away. Someone had just tossed these in the trash, and they were obviously very dear to her. She had labeled each one with each child's name and banded them by the groups, and I'm sure that she has every class she ever taught in this group. I wasn't pleased with the ratio of the pictures to the cards when I tried to put them together. It just didn't seem to work to me. So what I did was I took photos of several pictures, I put them on my computer, and then I used photo imaging and printed them out. They got streaks across them, and they were supposed to be black and white, but they printed pink. If anybody knows why this happens, I'd really like to know. The software program that I use to change these pictures is called GIMP, G-I-M-P, and I've used it on a lot of things and never had any problems, but I don't know if it's my printer or what. Anyway, I made them about the right size for the cards. And so I'm going to cut these faces out. And if you'll notice, my cards have a hole in them. See the little hole? And that's because they're from a casino, and when they finish using them, I think if I'm not mistaken, they use them one time. This is from Buffalo Run Casino in Miami, Oklahoma, and yes, I'm pronouncing it right, Miami. It's spelled the same as Miami, Florida, but this is the way we pronounce it in Oklahoma, just like the tribe. So anyway, I cut these the same size so that they would be in ratio with the cards. And I'm hoping that these pictures will attach to the slick surface of the cards with just a little gel medium. I'm putting them on there, smoothing them out, and hoping for the best. For the purpose of this video, I'm only going to complete one of these altered cards with the little face, but I did them kind of assembly line fashion, attaching several to the cards while I had the supplies out. And I'll be showing those to you in a later video. In fact, the one that I will be showing you today is the young man in the tie, and I will complete that one, although I'm doing them assembly line fashion. The little guy that wore the tie to school in 1957 and 1958 for his school photos was named Mike Stop. And he was either in the 4th or 5th grade that year. I thought my aunt always taught 4th grade, but it has a number 5 on the back of the picture, so it's possible that he was a former student. I'm not sure. Not everything's documented. I was fascinated with these photos because when I look at them, I can almost see these kids grown up, and maybe this young man who wore the tie became an executive in some company, since that was about the era of the oil age in Tulsa. Perhaps he became someone important in the petroleum business, or IBM, who knows, but I like to think about it. I was really concerned about whether this was going to stay on the slick cards, as I said before. I used a little business card to kind of smooth it out, and the card showed through the paper, and I fiddled with it and I played with it, and I was just pretty sure this was going to come off, but you know what? It stayed on really well after it got dry. Here you see the surface of the card showing through when it was wet, but it got better when it was dry, and I knew that I was going to be painting those because I didn't like the pink on it anyway. So I took another card and began cutting to make the arms and the legs. I'm not doing anything too fancy or realistic. I'm just getting something that looks like arms and something that looks like legs, cut from some of the extra cards that I have on hand. My cards have a similar history to my vintage photos in that I found them in the trash. We were at a senior center in Missouri, and I looked down and there was about 3 packs of cards. They weren't complete packs. Obviously, nobody wanted to play with them. And they had been thrown into the trash, and I recovered these from the trash also. It's my guess that the casino probably donated these to senior citizens centers, and some time ago, I got several from Buffalo Run Casino and took them down to the nursing homes in my area. I grew up in a family that thought playing cards was a great way to fellowship, and so my family, my parents, played cards with their friends, and it was all pinochle or, I don't remember poker ever being played, but pinochle or spoon or different kinds of cards. So if these had been full decks, I don't know, I probably would have had a little bit of trouble altering them. But like I say, at my house, if it doesn't eat, breathe, or move, it's going to get painted. You can see I'm not sticking with any kind of traditional colors. I want to make them fun and funky and just fun to look at. And this is my first altered playing card, so it probably won't be my best, but at least it'll be something that I had fun doing. So I'm going to use Mr. Mike Stopp's photo with these cards as my, I guess you'd call it, prototype. And you see that I painted right on top of what was there. I want some of the card to remain intact. I want you to be able to tell that it's playing cards. I'm wondering what would be the point if you cover the playing card up completely where you can't tell what it is. You might as well just use some tag board. For that reason, when I make things out of found objects, I like to retain some of the characteristics of the original object. Here I've mixed together a couple of colors of paint to get some dark paint for his hair. I'm out of camera alignment here, but I'm doing his hair and working on his tie with this dark paint that I mixed up, and then I'll work down on his shoes. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but this is way out of my comfort zone. This is not something that I normally do in art. And do you ever feel sorry for people who tell you things like, oh, I can't draw a straight line, or they'll say things like, I don't have a creative bone in my body? And you know that's not true. Everybody, once they find their media, what they like to do, everybody is creative. I've never met a person yet that I didn't see something creative that they did. Hairstylists work creatively with hair. Cooks work creatively with food. And I'm not joking, I honestly do feel a little bit sad for people who think that they don't have creativity and that they can't do anything artistic, because there's an artist in all of us. I don't mean to sound like I'm giving a lecture here about people who don't like to do art, but the reason I feel sorry for them is that I just don't think they know what joy they are missing. I work out problems through art. I work out my sadness. I work out my happiness. And a lot of my joy in life comes from being the artist and working on problems and solving things as I go. So it's just music to my heart when someone leaves a comment on one of my videos and says something like, I've never tried that and I'm excited about doing it. I want to try this. And this is something that's fairly simple for a lot of people, is doing cards. It wasn't simple for me. It was a challenge. But I love a challenge. Okay, I definitely sound like I'm preaching to myself at least. So what I did next was I took a pen and outlined some of the features. This is just an artist's Pitt pen with permanent black ink, and it worked very well to pull out some of those features and kind of clean up some areas. I searched and searched through my office, and I can't find the brads that I was going to put him together with, but that's okay because I can, this is my first one, and all I have to do is just glue it together and call it done, and I'll have my altered card. It's been a lot of fun doing this. At least it was different and out of my comfort zone. And I've got him all attached, and look at this little fist. I think that mark right on the edge of the card made a great little fist. This is a pretty messy little card, but not everything you have to do in art has to be gallery ready, and this is kind of like a journal page for me. It was a first time try. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, share it, comment, and please subscribe to my channel. And now for my first shout out, I'd like to feature Joy Guthrie's channel. Joy does work with stencils and media and paints, and she makes journal pages. Go watch a few of her videos and subscribe to her channel. Make it convenient for you, I'll put that link below in the description box. I think you'll enjoy all the variety of things that she does. Go give her some love, leave a comment, and tell her that I sent you that way. Thank you for watching.